This is the BrownboyWonder Podcast.
Welcome to the BrownboyWonder Podcast. Guys, it's time for Trivia Night. Right now, we have Steve and Daniel. Daniel's going to host this Trivia Night. Daniel, I'll let you have it.
Hey, all right. So, I decided it'd be a fun thing to do some NFL trivia since last time we did trivia, Abrar, you didn't get to play. And I don't know anything about the NFL. I've recently started being interested in it as a hobby, just like leading into the Super Bowl. So all of these questions are going to be based on sort of a lot of them are Super Bowl related, but just NFL history in general. None of these are going to be related to player stats. None of the answers are going to be player names, nothing like that. It is just things that I was interested to find out. And so I did some research and found out, and now I've turned them into trivia questions. I do have a sort of icebreaker, no points question for each of you. So, Abrar.
Oh, yeah.
You are a fan of the Jets, so yep. I pulled a Jets question for you.
Oh, shit. Let's go.
Do you know why the Jets changed their name from the Jets? Or to the Jets? You may know that they used to be the Titans.
Yes.
And are now the Jets, but do you know why they changed their name?
Honestly, no, but I can guess here maybe because of the rights of the Titans.
Oh, like the TV show or something?
Yeah.
No. So they changed it because they moved stadiums in 1963. They moved to Shea Stadium, which was really close to LaGuardia Airport, and they're like, there's a lot of planes over here. They had a lot of other ideas first. They were going to call themselves the Dodgers, but then they were like, can't do that because baseball. They were going to call themselves the Gothams, but then they didn't want it to be shortened to the Goths, and they were going to call themselves the Boroughs, like the boroughs of New York, but they didn't want people to call them jackasses. So didn't go for that.
I mean, I would like for Gotham.
Yeah, I mean, Gotham's would be an interesting one for sure. I don't know what the mascot or logo would have been, I guess, is the other tricky part here.
It would be Batman.
The women's
Green Bay
soccer team is
so.
The women's soccer team's the Gotham now.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So there's that.
And then Steven, you're a fan. Well, I actually don't know if you're if it's your number one team, but you're a fan of the Texans, correct?
Yes.
Are they your number one team?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the Saints are number two, but, you know, the Texans are mine. My ride or die.
So you may know then that the Houston Texans being the most recent addition to the NFL, they joined in 2002, won their first ever game against the Cowboys, winning 19-10. This accolade has only ever been achieved by one other current NFL team. Do you know what the other team is?
Like they won their first
ever game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
that is a tough one.
I'm telling you, these questions may be hard. I have absolutely no understanding of what is and is not common knowledge for football fans.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this one's not. I want a little hint.
Okay. They're from the North. I think they're in their respective North division.
Oh.
Game of Thrones.
Well, that's 8 teams. Sheesh. I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
No, it was actually the Vikings.
Oh.
Only 2 teams in history have ever won their very first game in the NFL, because some of the teams existed beforehand and then were signed into the NFL at later dates. But the 2 that won their first games in the NFL were the Vikings and the Texans.
Wow, I had no idea.
It's pretty cool.
Wowzers, we made history.
Right? It's neat. I wonder if we'll ever get more teams to the NFL. I don't know if that's. I guess you would have to add like 4 or what, 8 to get one in each division. I don't even know how that would work at this point. They'd have to completely
Back
restructure how the game
then,
works.
sometimes they would have 5 per division. Sometimes they had 3. It was weird.
Yeah.
What we can do is, since the NFL is branching to Mexico, London,
add like
Germany.
a foreign division. Where
Yeah.
it's like there's 4 teams, but they're from a combination of Mexico and England. That'd be really cool, actually.
And I
I'd be down
think
for
we're
that.
going to Brazil as well. So, but the thing is, travel issue.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's not going to be easy.
Definitely not.
So because I don't know how hard these questions are, in the event that neither of you get the answer correct, I will give the point to whoever has the closest answer.
Okay.
Just knowing that going forward, there is partial credit. Are you guys ready to begin?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you mean, are you ready?
Yep, that's what I meant.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
I am.
Are you ready, kids?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready to beat Steven right now.
The hell
The
you
trash
are?
talk's coming in early. Okay. And remember to send me your answers on Discord, and then we will go to them later.
That's good.
Since 1920, more than 75 teams have played for the league now known as the NFL. Of the 32 teams still currently active in the NFL, what was the first to settle on their current name and location?
I think I know this one, but it's tricky.
What was the first team that got to the location and the name that they play as currently and had stuck there?
There's my answer.
I'm locking in my answer.
Okay. Okay. We'll start with Steven. What was your answer?
I said the Chicago Bears.
Okay. Any reasoning for that answer?
They've been around they're one of few franchises that have been around for 100 years.
Sure.
And I know they haven't moved at all.
Okay.
So that would be my answer.
And Abrar, what was your answer?
My answer is the Green Bay Packers. I think because the team established around the 30s or like late 30s, and I think they've been in the same spot ever since.
So we do have a correct answer,
Ooh.
and that is the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, sir.
The
Wow.
Packers were started by a meat packing company. It was Acme Packing in 1921, exactly like the Looney Tunes company. The Chicago Bears. Well, okay, let's go in the order that they joined the NFL. So the Cardinals were the very first team to join the then APFA, the American Professional Football Association, in 1920. But they started in Chicago, and they wouldn't move to Phoenix until 1988. And then they didn't call themselves the Arizona Cardinals until 1994. The Chicago Bears were the second. They also joined in 1920, but later in the year. But they joined as the Decatur Staleys, named after the owner and cornstarch tycoon A.E. Staley. And they didn't become the Bears until they moved from Decatur to Chicago, which is not a far move. One year after the Packers would enter in 1922. And as a point of fact here, it's unclear to me if A.E. Staley, original owner of the Chicago Bears, is related to Brandon Staley, who was recently fired as the head coach of the Chargers in December of 2023, and who apparently may be replacing even more recently fired Steve Wilkes as defensive coordinator of the 49ers. I tried to find out if they were related. I could not find that answer.
I'm sure they're
not.
related.
So I don't know if it's a common last name. It doesn't feel like one. But Abrar, the first point's going to you.
Nice. I am
Good
feeling
job.
confident. Steven, come on.
You know, kid, pride comes.
I'm a boy.
with a ball.
All right.
Despite the fact that this year's Super Bowl was the 58th iteration of the event, 12 of the 32 current NFL teams have never won. But of those 12 teams, which 4 have never appeared in the big game?
I have to give you 4 answers.
Yes, 4 teams. The point will go to the person who gets the most of those 4 correct.
Can you repeat that question again?
Which 4 teams have never appeared in the Super Bowl? Have never played in any Super Bowl win, lose, or draw?
Shit.
I already got my answer. Too easy.
Damn it! I can't think of any teams right now. Hold on. I'm just gonna go with my bud with this one. 2. I have a blank face right now.
Well, just put down as many as you could think.
Do I get 4 points?
No, this question is only worth 1 point.
Damn it.
Hold on, sir. Is there a time limit?
No, I didn't
There feels
think of
like
one.
it should be.
But maybe there should be. If this goes on too much longer, we may have to enforce one in later questions.
Oh God. I'm just gonna give you 2. Okay, I can't think of any other 2.
Just have 2 other teams. Just real fast.
Shit.
The first 2 that you think never did that. Okay.
Hold on. How do you spell this? There we go.
It doesn't matter. There you go. Okay. Let's go to Abrar first, since there was a lot of humming and hawing from that team. What was your answer?
All right, I got the Jaguars, the Bills, the Lions, and the Texans.
Okay. I'd ask you if you had a specific reason, but I know that you panicked. Steven, what were your answers and why?
The Houston Texans, the Detroit Lions, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Cleveland Browns. None of them made the Super Bowl. Ever.
That is correct. So that point is going to go to Steven. Although, Abrar, you did get 3 of the 4 right. The Bills have gone. They've actually, I believe,
They've
gone
gone
4 times in a row.
4 in a row.
And lost all 4. So yeah, the Lions and the Browns won multiple NFL championships prior to the creation of the Super Bowl, but they've never won a championship since. The Texans and the Jaguars, being much newer teams, have, to my knowledge, no championships to their names. I don't know if there's like lesser championships that they could have won somewhere else. I don't know if that's a thing, but they have 0 championships to their names as far as I'm aware. And then yes, I actually wrote down that fact here. Neither the Bills nor the Vikings have won a Super Bowl, but they are both tied for the second highest number of Super Bowl losses with 4 apiece. The Bills having lost all 4 of theirs in a row from 1990 to 93, making them the only team ever to play in 4 consecutive Super Bowls, and yet they lost every single time to the Giants, the Redskins, the Cowboys, and the Cowboys.
Now, do you see their pain now?
Yeah, I feel really bad for Bills fans, specifically Bills fans who were Bills fans in the early 90s. That had to have sucked really hard.
Who's their quarterback? The Bills in the 90s? The famous guy?
Jim Kelly.
Above my pay grade.
There you go. Yeah, Jim Kelly. Yeah, I just feel bad for him.
Yeah, oh man. But still, I mean, here's the thing, as a sidebar, because I know people are currently kind of making fun of Mr. Irrelevant Purdy for not winning the Super Bowl. I don't know that I agree with that, right? Like, he made it to the Super Bowl, which means extensively he was better than 30 other teams, right? Like, I don't think there's any way to argue that he's not a good quarterback, right?
They only say it because they think he's a system quarterback, so he's, quote, easily replaceable, but he's really not. He's done a great job in 2 seasons.
He made a lot of, I think, really smart plays from the few games that I watched, especially in terms of just him going, well, screw it, and running the ball himself. Like, he got multiple first downs just on his own.
Mm-hmm. No, he did great.
He's pretty good.
No, it's unnecessary hate.
Yeah, really.
Speaking of unnecessary hate, I'm sorry, Abrar, this question is targeting you. Question 3. Of teams who have won at least 1 Super Bowl, the Jets have gone the longest without winning, having neither won nor appeared in a Super Bowl since 1969, the same year that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. What current NFL team had the longest period of time between Super Bowl wins, meaning that they had a win on both ends? What was the team with the longest period drought?
Oh,
I know this one.
I mean, okay, hold on. I think I have an answer.
There's
Okay.
my answer.
But I think it's not the answer. But I'm just gonna say anyways.
Well, an answer would be good to have.
Oh, that's a wrong chat.
You're both tied right now, so hopefully you can at least get the same answer. Okay. Let's start with Steven. Steven, what was your answer?
I went with Kansas City. They went 50 years without, because they won Super Bowl 4 and then they won Super Bowl 54. So
All right. And
50 years should be the longest.
Abrar, what was your answer?
I just realized they didn't win a Super Bowl recently, but I picked the Cowboys. They won it in the 90s, but I feel like I should not put the right answer. But go ahead.
So yes, the correct answer is in fact the Kansas City Chiefs, who went from Super Bowl 4 in 1969 all the way until 2019 without a win, which exactly like Steven said was a span of 50 years. Ironically, the only team currently capable of taking that statistic from them would be the Jets, who if they won next year would have gone 56 years without a Super Bowl win.
Damn.
They got its chance.
Yeah,
I mean,
with Rodgers coming back, right? It's not impossible.
Mhm. They got a chance.
Jets all the way. Let's go.
Nah, Houston.
So with that, Steven is going to take the lead.
Okay. I
Question
mean,
4. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say that Steven may not win.
Okay. The bold statement from second place out of a 2-contestant race. Question 4. Speaking of the Chiefs, after their recent nail-biting win over the 49ers, the second consecutive Super Bowl win, Patrick Mahomes and company made a bold statement that they would make history by being the first team to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. In NFL history, only 3 teams have ever played in 3 consecutive Super Bowls. We already spoke about the Bills. Who were the other 2?
Did they win back to back?
I will say this is played in 3 Super Bowls back to back. They did not necessarily win 2 back to back, but they played in 3 consecutive Super Bowls.
I know one of them. I'm stumped on the second one.
Me too.
It was a good question.
No,
Yeah,
I think maybe I'm just overthinking.
I think I know. Hold on.
I think one of them it would have been guessable for me. The other one I would have never assumed. So
I'm pretty
Repeat the
sure on
question.
one, but I'm guessing on the other one.
Repeat the question again.
What 2 teams other than the Bills have played in 3 consecutive Super Bowls?
You know what? Actually, I think I got it.
3.
I think I got it. Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw.
Now let me tell you, a 3-peat, almost impossible. This Chiefs team,
Neither
they
of
might do it.
them. Yeah. Neither of these teams obviously won 3 in a row. One of them did win 2 in a row.
Okay. Yeah,
But did not go. They did not go the year after they won 2 in a row. So, Abrar, let's start with you. What were your answers?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Cowboys 93, 94, 95. I think that's when they won those Super Bowls, and then the other one is Steelers because I just think they made too many Super Bowls.
They did make a lot of Super Bowls. I think that's a very safe bet. Steven, what was your answer?
I said New England because they went from 2016, 17, and 18. I know that one for fact. The second one, I went with the Miami Dolphins. I'm pretty sure they went 71, 72, and 73.
All right, so we have a correct answer. They are the Dolphins, who lost to the Cowboys in 71 before winning 2 in a row against the Redskins in 72 in a perfect season, and the Vikings in 73. And the second team was the Patriots, who Tom Brady led to beat the Falcons in 2016, lost to the Eagles in 2017, and then beat the Rams in 2018. So the Dolphins won 2 in a row, but the third time that they went was before those 2 wins. So they never actually had a chance to win 3 in a row. Well, I guess they had a chance, but they blew the first one.
I knew because they lost to the Cowboys, and then 72 was the perfect season.
Yeah, which I actually wrote down here. They had a perfect season in 72, despite the fact that their quarterback, what's his name? Bob Grease, broke his leg and was replaced for the remaining 9 weeks of the preseason or whatever by Earl Morrill, who was a 38-year-old veteran of the sport.
Earl.
Man, I was thinking the New England Patriots, but I was like, I forgot the recent, they came around recently, but I was thinking the 08 and 2012 where they lost to the Giants.
Honestly, the Cowboys and the Steelers are good guesses. They both went a lot of years pretty close together. I think both of them missed going 3 in a row. I think they both went 2 times in a row, multiple times.
They faced each other 3 times.
Yeah. Damn. All right.
Unless that's a question coming up, then I'm sorry.
Question 5. We Texans have a long and storied history in football, so much so that the Dallas Cowboys have been nicknamed America's team.
Mm-hmm.
But how many currently active NFL teams got their start in the Lone Star State? And I'll give a bonus point if you can name them.
Man.
So the answer I'm looking for is the number, but I'll give a bonus point if you can correctly name all of that number. I think 2 of them should be pretty obvious.
Oh. You asked some good questions, sir.
That's what I'm here for.
And there's my answer.
I'm gonna do that. Boom. No, wait. Let me do a little this. A little that.
A couple of these. A couple of those.
Yeah.
I don't know the names. Let's just go with the number.
Okay. Abrar, we'll start with you. What was your answer?
So my answer is 3.
Okay. And do you have a guess on what? I assume the 2 of them are pretty obvious. Do you have a guess on what that third one would have been?
No, not at all.
Okay, fair. Steven, what you got?
I went with 4.
4.
Okay.
Because we got the Houston Texans, the Houston Oilers, we've got the Dallas Texans, and the Dallas Cowboys.
That is exactly correct. So we had the Dallas Cowboys, who joined in 1960. The Houston Texans are the current team that joined in 2002. The Tennessee Titans started as the Houston Oilers before moving to Tennessee in 1997 and rebranding in 1999. And the Kansas City Chiefs started as the Dallas Texans before moving to Kansas City, Missouri in 1963. A fun fact here is that the Chiefs and the Cowboys joined their respective conferences, obviously the AFL for the Chiefs and the NFL for the Cowboys, in the exact same year, in the exact same city, and shared that city for 3 years, but would not play against each other in an official capacity until 10 years later.
Yep, and the move to Kansas City, they kept the color scheme.
They kept the color scheme, but everything else changed.
Yep.
I think I'm a fake football fan.
It's okay.
I wasn't going to say it, but
like
you did
I
get that
said,
first one.
I know a lot of stupid trivia.
Yeah, and I will say, I can't even say that Steven cheated, because his answers have been coming in really fast. He's not thinking about them, he just knows them, which is honestly scary. But here's one where Abrar might have an advantage.
Let's do it.
Ooh, yeah.
Question 6 of 10. I guess I never said there's 10 questions.
Ooh.
From Roman Reigns to Tito Santana, tons of NFL players have made the transition from the squared circle of professional wrestling, but only one man has the distinction of having won both a Super Bowl and the United States Championship. Who is that man?
Wow.
The guy who won the Super Bowl and the United States champion?
At one point, there is a wrestler who had both a Super Bowl ring and the United States Championship.
I have no idea.
I thought this would be a tricky one for specifically Steven. But I don't know. Bro's got a shot.
Are you tricking me
No,
here?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a straight up question.
United States champion, an NFL Super Bowl champion. Jeez. Hold on.
There is a certain tricky aspect to this question, but it's not that it's fine.
Because I'm thinking of people who played in the NFL or at least practice squad. And
Yeah.
I'm
It's a ton
like,
of people.
none of
wrestlers.
these guys. The most notable one for me is Goldberg, but I don't think he definitely didn't win a Super Bowl
It's
because
possible.
he was a Falcon, and the Falcons never won.
Well, we'll need
He
an
was a
answer from both of
Falcon.
you, even if it's a guess.
Oh my god, I don't know.
A fun fact that I pulled here, while you guys think of your answer, is so Roman Reigns was an NFL player, but not for very long.
No.
He worked
No.
for, I forget what the first team was, but he was signed to one team for about a month. He never played, I don't think, because a physical,
wanna say
like a
he
health
played for-
screening.
Jacksonville.
He played for Jacksonville second, but he had a different team first. Where he was on that, he was assigned to that one originally for about a month until a physical screening found out that he had leukemia, and so they couldn't play him. And that same season, because they let him go, he signed with Jacksonville, but he was only there for a week until they also found that out and didn't let him play either.
Damn.
So he's played for two different teams, but never actually played.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot at this one. Maybe it's really wrong, but I'm just gonna say it.
Okay. Steven, can I get a name of any wrestler?
Hold on. Because the
I mean, it
same
can't
three
be-
people are coming to my head, and
Well, right, one of them.
two of them is Roman and Goldberg. The
Okay,
third
okay.
one, I have no.
Well, it wasn't
idea.
Roman. I already kind of spoiled that for you.
You said you
I
said
knew it wasn't
W-
Roman.
you said WWE United States champion, not WCW United States champion.
I said United States champion.
Oh shit. Okay. I'll just go with this guy. Wow, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I'm gonna.
It combines our two things
Two-
we like.
Can I?
Two worlds
can I
collide.
cop out for a second?
Do it.
This might seem like a cop out
Okay, that's fine.
because I have the roles reversed here.
Hey, it's fine. Right now you're up by 3, so like, if you get it wrong, it's not that big of a deal.
Hop Out. It's not a good movie with Bruce Willis then Tracy Morgan.
Okay. Let's start with Steven. What answer did you go with?
I went with Rob Gronkowski
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
because he's won 4 Super Bowls, and I know he's won the 24/7,
24/7
but I don't know if
championship.
he accomplished anything else.
That's actually a really good guess.
Yeah.
Abrar, what did you say?
So I don't know if he won the Super Bowl. I'm sure in his tenure in the NFL, maybe. I'm not sure, but I know
yeah.
he won the United States Championship. But I'm talking about the current NXT Tag Team Champion, Baron Corbin.
Ooh. Okay. All right. I don't know what team he played for.
I didn't know either, but I remember he was a football player.
Okay.
He was?
Well,
I thought he was like a boxer,
no, I think he.
I think
like a
You know, I
Golden
actually
Glove
don't know.
boxer.
Yeah. I'm not
I
sure. I
mean-
think he may have been both, for all I know.
That's impressive.
He was definitely a boxer, though. You're right. I remember them talking about that. So we don't have a correct answer here. So I think I'm going to end up giving the point to no one.
Oh,
Give me a half
Um,
point.
You don't need it. The correct answer was Steve Mongo McMichaels. So
I don't know what that is.
he won, yeah. So he was one of the 4 horsemen at the tail end of the 4 horsemen. Probably one of the more forgotten about ones. But he won Super Bowl 20 as a defensive tackle for the Chicago Bears. And then he won the WCW United States Championship, which is actually now the WWE United States Championship. It's the
Yep.
same legacy. So it is the same title, but he defeated Jeff Jarrett for it at Clash of the Champions 35 and then dropped it less than a month later to Mr. Perfect. So he is the only person in history to have won both the Super Bowl and the United States Championship.
Wow.
Congrats to him.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He wasn't a very good wrestler, but they put the title on him. So there he goes.
Good for him.
But Gronk was probably the
good.
closer of the two answers because he has won at least one of those two things. Well, I guess they both won one, but they won the opposite thing. So you know what? They're both good answers. Way to go, guys. Question 7. Over the NFL's more than 100 years of play, there's been some amazing plays and some catastrophic failures. Can you put these historic NFL moments in chronological order? They are the double doink, the tuck rule. This is not the point in which the rule was added, but the time in which it benefited Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The immaculate reception and the butt fumble. One more time, those are the double doink, the tuck, the immaculate reception, and the butt fumble.
What was the third one?
Immaculate reception.
What happened there? Oh, you can't tell me.
I'll tell you in a minute once you put your answers in.
I don't know that one. Okay, hold on. Oh, you're talking about the return touchdown? Hold on, let me think about this.
Okay, all right.
I love the double doink.
The double doink, baby.
There we go. I had a hard time spelling immaculate, but I'm pretty sure I got them in the right order here.
Double doink.
Double doink. Two
Which
clowns from the WWF.
No.
Hell
Which
yeah.
there's aren't there like other double doinks out there? Or are you talking about that double doink?
There is one specific
The
double
famous
doink
playoff
that is
double doink.
Oh, okay. Let me
the one for which the event was named, I guess is what I'll say.
I was so mad at that game. It's crazy. I saw all of these happen except for one of them.
Yeah, there's definitely one of them that you would not have been able to have seen
Oh,
happen.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
They call it the number one play, but it's like...
It's a good name. It's a good name.
Oh,
But
incredible.
Steven, what was your answer?
In order from latest to current would be the Immaculate Reception in the 70s, the Tuck Rule in 2001, I believe, the Butt Fumble, which was in 2010 or 11 or so, and then the Double Doink, which was the Bears in like, I want to say 2017 or 18. But yeah, that's my order.
Okay. And Abrar.
Well, hearing his answer, I don't know mine, but I'll say it. I got the butt fumble, I got the immaculate touch, I got the double doink, and the tug.
I just want to point out, you did write the Malakinet butt fumble, Malakinet double doink tug. Unfortunately, bro, you have none of them in the correct spot. Steven, however, you have all four in the correct order. They were the Immaculate Reception in 1972 when Steelers quarterback Terry Bradshaw threw a pass that was deflected backwards and received by Franco Harris, who then ran 60 yards for a game-winning touchdown. Apparently, apparently this one is controversial. People think that it touched the grass, but because cameras were what they were at the time, it's kind of hard to tell.
Raiders fans.
It's so long ago that I can't imagine it still mattering, but it seems to still matter to some people.
Oh, it still matters to the Raiders.
Yeah, I guess so.
Same with the Tuck Rule.
The Tuck Rule was in 2002 when Charles Woodson rushed Tom Brady, forcing a fumble. But after a review, they determined that Brady tucked the ball back towards his body, which, thanks to a recently introduced Tuck Rule, allowed the Patriots to retain possession, win the game, and go on to win the first of 6 Super Bowls during the Brady dynasty. I don't know that rule existed. It sounds like bullshit.
It is, and it still kind of exists, but it's been edited.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, no one brings it up anymore.
Then there was the butt fumble in 2012. I will say also the years you gave for these, all of them were so very close. You were off by one for two of them, and you were right on the double doink, but we'll get to that. The butt fumble was in 2012 when Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez ran into the butt of offensive lineman Brandon Moore, causing a fumble, which was recovered by the Patriots for an immediate touchdown. Although, to be fair, the Jets did go on to lose that game 49-19, so really that fumble didn't cost them the game.
I mean,
Thanksgiving.
I saw that live when that happened. I threw my pillow across the room.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you then.
No, it's 2012. I don't even know
I
if
didn't know
lived in
you till
Texas at the
senior
time.
year, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It was the year before.
Yeah, I didn't even know you. That's crazy.
Wait, no, I'm stupid. Never mind. I was thinking when I was 12 and not 2012 because I'm an idiot.
2012.
And then the double doink happened in 2018 when the Bears lost the NFC playoffs to the Eagles after a 43-yard field goal bounced off the left upright, then the crossbar, resulting in a 16-15 loss.
Crazy game.
Yep. Rough.
Yeah. I cannot imagine being in that arena. Question number 8. This one, I think is going to be tough. Here we go.
Sure.
World War II had a major impact on the football landscape, with many players either enlisting or being drafted to the war. One result of this was that in order to have enough players to compete, the Steelers temporarily merged with first one, then another team.
Yes.
What two teams did they merge with? And as a bonus point, what were the names of those merged teams? So I'm looking for two teams other than the Steelers that they merged with in the 50s.
Shit.
And as a bonus point, what the name of those merged teams were. And from the sound of it, Steven seems to at least know one of them.
I know one for sure, but I don't know the other one. That's actually, I don't know.
I gotta think about this because we're talking about World War
II. We're talking about 50, I think it was 55. I didn't actually write the specific year down.
Can I hear the beginning of that again? Not the war part, but...
One result was that in order to have enough players to compete, the Steelers temporarily merged with first one, then a second team. What were those two teams? And as a bonus, what were their merged names? I will say also, as a part of this, the Browns just completely stopped playing for like 2 years. They just like went on hiatus. They didn't shut the franchise down, which a lot did, but they were just like, we'll be back. We'll be back. Which apparently also, here's another thing. It's not one of the questions, so it's just a fun fact that I learned while I was doing this while you guys are writing. Apparently, the Baltimore Ravens are the Browns.
Yeah, they're the current Cleveland Browns, and the current Cleveland Browns we have are just 1990 whatever Cleveland Browns.
But the Cleveland Browns, the current Cleveland Browns, maintain the same franchise as the previous one, even though that team went to Baltimore, became their own team, started a new franchise with all the same people, but then they somehow left the Cleveland Browns franchise behind in Cleveland, and somebody else just like picked it up and was like, I guess we're the Browns now.
Yep.
Like, how does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. Fun, right?
It's genuinely insane. I don't understand how it works. But to be fair, up until I started doing research, I didn't understand that the NFC and the AFC were named that because they were originally two different companies. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, AFC and NFC are two different and merged.
So there's been
the NFL
a lot of
and the
learning on my
AFL
part.
merged, and then they became the modern day NFL.
Yeah.
Well, here's my answer. I know one's right. I had no idea about the other one, but here we are. I'm gonna learn something today.
Hell yeah. Abrar, can I get an answer?
Yeah, I'm thinking the logical response, and I'm just gonna go with these two.
Okay. And did you want to try the bonus point of what those merged teams would be called?
Let me do just one of them.
Okay.
I think it's spelled this.
Ooh. All right. So we actually have a tie.
Oh,
Yeah, I know I got one. I don't know the other.
Both of you got one correct. The two teams were the Steelers and the Eagles, which the merged team was called the Steagles.
They were the Steagles. Yeah.
Steagles.
Sorry, I should have. I've messed this up. Steven, what were your answers?
Well, yeah, I had Pittsburgh.
I jumped to the conclusion.
I had Pittsburgh and Philly. I had them as the Steagles. I knew that one for sure because I actually have a Steagles hat.
No way.
And
Those exist?
It's very obscure. You can find stupid crap everywhere. The
Yeah,
other
I guess
one I
that's
have
true.
Pittsburgh and at the time, the Baltimore Colts.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a name for that. I just thought the Colts were very close.
No, it's a good answer though, because they did exist at that time.
Mhm.
And then Abrar, what was your answer?
So I got the Eagles and Titans, maybe, and then the combined team name I just gave them like the Pitts Philly.
It's Philly. Okay. So yes. So you both got the Eagles correct. That did exist. So you are both going to get the point for this one.
Nice.
Unfortunately, Steven, I can't give you the bonus point because you only got one of the team names correct. But to be frank, you're still up by 3, so you'll be fine. The other team that they merged with was actually the Cardinals, and they called themselves the Card Pit,
Ugh.
which is not a good name at all. It is objectively a terrible name.
Wow, Pittsburgh was
Terrible.
like, we want to get all the birds.
Yeah, I guess so. Question number 9, it turns out, is going to be a was Abrar paying attention question.
Ah,
Steven, don't laugh. Super Bowl 58 saw a rematch between the 49ers and the Chiefs. Super Bowl rematches are extremely rare, with only 8 pairings going to the Super Bowl more than once. But what's the one pairing to have met in the Super Bowl 3 times?
Were
3
you paying
times?
attention, Abrar?
Were
Hold
you paying
on.
attention, Abrar?
I spoiled this. I'm
Steven
sorry.
said this about 10 minutes ago and then said, unless that's a question.
Oh.
He did the
I'm
Zach and Cody
sorry.
thing of like, did you know that his real name was this? Did the whole thing. So Abrar will for sure be so Steven will for sure be getting the answer on this one. But
Hey.
will Abrar keep it tied?
Everyone at home paying attention? Write down in the comments below.
I was, because my heart stopped.
Repeat the question one more time.
What 2 teams have faced each other in the Super Bowl 3 times?
3 times.
Did you see my response?
I did.
Yeah.
And it's not enough.
It's not right. Oh, that'd be crazy.
What are we thinking of, Brian?
I'm thinking New England, but
Okay. All right.
who,
Definitely a thought to have.
so
Actually,
it has been the same two teams facing
The same
each other
2
3
teams
times.
faced each other.
Abrar, what's insane is there's so many teams that have seen each other twice.
There are
But there's only one
8.
team that's seen each other 3 times.
There are 8 different pairings that have seen each other at least twice, and one that has seen it 3 times. Although, to be fair, the further we get into NFL history, the more likely it is for a repeat pairing to show up. So a lot of these have happened
Oh, yeah.
more recently.
Oh, yeah. Which is neat.
Yeah, I mean, the Super Bowls existed or the NFL at least has existed for just over 100 years, and 3 of the 8 rematches have happened in the last 20 years. So last 15 years, really.
Yep. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm so excited to share all this information with Abrar as soon as he gives me an answer.
I'm thinking,
just-
man.
Just write something. It's all
As
right.
bonus points, I can give you the coaches.
I don't need that. And you don't need that.
Extra credit.
You're trying to be teacher's pet, and it's working.
Yay. I want you to know how fun football is. And all
Yeah,
the
I've
useless
had a lot of
trivia that the NFL has.
Yeah, honestly. I think it's going to be approximately 7 years before I can remember basically any current players' names. Right now, I have like a handful of quarterbacks and a couple running backs, and that's like all I got.
And
You
Kittle.
know,
Oh,
you
and
know
I know
Tua.
that I don't know what team he plays for.
Who?
Tua.
The one with the really long name that Abrar can't say any single syllable from.
Tua
Tua
Tagovailoa.
Oh my
Something
god,
like
you can't
that.
really say it, can't you?
No.
It's a. To be fair, that one is actually a tough one to say.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, someone's practiced.
Miami
Um,
Dolphins.
The
Sorry, Tua.
the because I also know, is it the Chiefs or the 49ers? I remember when I was watching the Super Bowl, they said there's two defensive linemen called Chanel and Pinnell, and I'll never forget their names because they rhyme, and I think that makes it way easier to remember. I want to say
Chanel
I think they're on the Chiefs. I'm
No.
pretty sure. No, they're 49ers.
No, they both play for each team.
What?
Penel Sewell, he used to play for the Lions. And Chanel, I don't know who that is, but I know he plays for the opposite team.
Hold on. I'm gonna look this up while Abrar.
I'm so sad Detroit gave up Sewell. He's so effing good.
Oh, I sent my answer, but the wrong chat. My bad.
You definitely did.
What?
I was like, I sent it. Oh, hold on.
You should get points off for that.
I'm just gonna misspell my answer, but you know what I'm gonna say.
I actually
That's
don't.
fine.
There we go.
Did he remember?
He didn't. But to be
Damn.
fair, there's at least two words in this. I have no idea what he was trying to say, but I know that they're wrong. Abrar, we'll start with you. What the hell did you just write?
So I don't remember what happened in the last 10 minutes, but I do know my name. My name is Abrar, and I said,
True.
Hi.
and I said the New England Patriots versus the New York Giants, but I know they faced twice. But go ahead.
Okay.
There you
And
Yeah,
then,
that's one of the New England rematches.
Steven, go ahead and let us know what the correct answer is.
It was the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Staubach versus Terry Bradshaw 2
Yeah.
years, and then Brad Maddox and Troy Aikman in the 90s.
Yep. So, here we go. It was. Sorry, what did you say? Yes, Dallas, Pittsburgh. Yeah. So Steelers. It was the Steelers and Cowboys. They met in 1975. The Steelers won. They met in 1978. Steelers won. But in 1995, the Cowboys won. So,
Yep.
it hasn't been a complete blowout for the Cowboys, which is pretty cool. The other teams who have met more than once are the Eagles and the Patriots, who met in 2004 and 2017. The Dolphins and the then Redskins, now Commanders, who met in 1972 and 1982. The 49ers and the Bengals, who met in 81 and 88.
They almost met a couple years ago.
Yeah, they did. The
Super
Cowboys
close.
and the Bills, who we talked about earlier, but they met in 22 and 82. This is the only one, I believe, that was back-to-back. The Patriots and the Giants met in 07 and 2011. And the Rams Patriots met in 2001 and 2018. And the Chiefs and the 49ers met in, obviously, 2023, but also in 2019. So that's a pretty recent one.
Interesting. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And then our final question, unless you want to go to a tiebreaker just for fun,
Yeah.
is...
Yeah, this is worth 10,000 points.
This is worth
Hell
10,000
no.
points.
All that trash you were talking in like a while ago. No.
Okay, 3 points.
Take your L.
No L's.
Take.
I don't
your
eat
L.
L's. I don't eat L's, Steven.
What's the
Okay, go
question?
ahead.
So then, question number 10. The logos of NFL teams are massively important for merchandising and brand synergy, and over the years, teams have fine-tuned their logos into what we have today. But which team has changed their logo the most?
Oof.
I had to specifically change it to which one has changed it the most, because I believed it would be immediately known to Steven that the one who has changed it the least is the Texans, who have never changed it.
Yes, they've never changed it the most.
The most.
I've actually watched a video about this, but I really don't remember.
Hey, we stumped him, boys. We got him.
I'm gonna run by every team and just visualize the logos. Hold on.
You said 2 teams or just 1 team?
There's one team.
One team.
Which team changed their logo the most times throughout history? It's really funny because I'm actually looking at all of the changes, and it's really like we've got a big chunk here where they all look kind of the same, and a big chunk here where they look kind of the same, and then in the middle it's just like we lost our minds for a couple years. We really could not decide what we were gonna do.
Oh, you know what?
Pretty much
Hold on.
straight through the 90s.
I mean,
Can I ask a question that might help me?
Sure, I may or may not answer it, but you can ask it.
Okay. No, that might give away my thought process.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm sorry.
I gotta think about a team that just don't know what to do.
That's honestly good thought process, that one.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. Hold on.
Wait a minute. I think. Okay. I want to say this team, but it might be. I don't know. I'll just say it.
There, I posted mine. I want to get into why I said that one.
Gotcha.
Man, I cannot spell to save my life.
That's
I
fine.
know. I love you.
There we go.
Phenomenal. Abrar, let's start with you.
All right, so to be honest, I think this team needs a new look. Or actually, I'm so used to their old team name. Well, I don't know about logos. I don't know about logos, but the team name, I've been saying this team name the entire time, but they changed it. I'm talking about the Washington Commanders, aka formerly known as the Washington Redskins.
Yeah. So
Damn.
Steven actually did give the same answer here. So if you guys want to both explain your reasoning there.
I went with because my dad's a huge Washington fan. I say Washington because
For a year they were just called the Washington football team.
yeah, they were the football team. They're the Commanders, and they're the redacted team.
The redacted, correct.
I know for a fact their logo had the headdress with the native silhouette,
Mm-hmm.
and that changed like 3 times. Like the feathers wrapped around the logo at one point. I know one of the headdresses, like the native, was taken out for the R.
Mm-hmm.
I know they had the spear on the helmet at one point.
In my opinion,
Then they
looked really
had
bad.
the numbers on the helmet for the football team and the W for the Commanders. So that's why I went with the Commanders.
Definitely a really good choice. It is not the correct answer, unfortunately, for both of you.
Really?
But Washington's a really good guess.
Yeah.
Because I think they were. I didn't write down who was second, but I think that they were pretty close. Because exactly like you said, they've gone through maybe not the most rebranding, but a lot of
Almost
rebranding in terms of
Yeah.
hey, we can't say that anymore. And then also, I don't know. Yeah, their logo right now sucks. So it's in my opinion also one of the logos that is in the most need of another change, because it's not good. But the team that has changed their logo the most, having changed it 15 times, or rather having sported 15 different logos, technically they only changed it 14 times,
Oh my god!
is the Rams.
Rams.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll send you a picture in the chat, but I will. describe it because this is an audio podcast. It's literally they were like, what direction do we want the Rams head to face? What color do we want it to be? Should we just maybe just change it and just write Rams? What if it was a different kind of ram? What if we gave up and just made it LA and a circle that also kind of looks like a wave because we're in LA now and they got waves out here?
Yeah. I should have thought of that.
Could not come up with what they were going to do. They also, I think, changed locations 3 times because they went.
Yes.
St. Louis.
Yeah, well, because I think they went. I might be wrong here. Cleveland, LA, St. Louis, LA. I think they're one of only like 2 teams to go to a place and then leave and then come back. The other being the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders did that, and now they're in Vegas. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So,
Damn.
what a time! They just
All
could
right.
not decide what they wanted to do. But I think it's really telling that both of you were like, okay, well, the person who would need to change it the most is somebody who changed what their mascot was. It's like, no, the Rams just blew it out of the water because they couldn't decide anything.
They just couldn't.
As
They've had
another,
branding issues for a long time now.
Yeah, I mean, the first like 10 of these are awful. But as another fun fact here, they were also the first team to put anything on their helmets. Because when they first debuted, they had the horns painted on the helmet, and they sort of were the start of that trend, which I'm glad became a thing because it's it looks really cool. Really, I mean, we love good helmets. We love the artistry and the uniforms. So
Yep.
But yeah, so we'll have no need for the tiebreaker because Steven has won in a landslide victory of 7-2.
Yay!
Take a
Congrats,
bow.
Yay!
Congrats, man. You deserve it. I thought I knew, but I was just overguessing like I always do. But congrats, man.
That's so great. I love you.
Genuinely, I thought these questions were way too hard, and so I am thrilled that you got so many of them. Both of you, really.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I
I
know a
tested
lot of
several.
trivia
Yeah,
for NFL, baseball, and basketball.
I can see that. But yeah, because I tested several of these questions on people that I work with because we obviously watch football all the time at work, and they were not as successful as you, to put it mildly. They got a couple, and they were usually pretty close. Like they were able to guess around into the ballpark, but they all did about as well as you actually, Abrar. They were always kind of in the ballpark, but only got like 2 or 3 of them right.
Yeah,
So,
it's a little tough when you're thinking about like back in the day before I guess we were born. So it's a little tough at least for me, because I know everything after I was born because I'm here. But yeah,
fair.
You can always ask Skylar. Like even when I stay over or whatever, it's always on some sort of NFL sports network. So I'm always watching.
Yeah.
well,
Sorry, go ahead.
if we are going back to wrestling, Super Bowl 3 was the biggest Super Bowl during that time, and the Jets won. And
was it?
WrestleMania
Yeah.
3 was the biggest.
It's always
wrestling-
got to come back to the Jets, huh?
Yeah,
Go
always.
back to the Jets. That is true, though. That is still to this day the most ticket sales for a Super Bowl. Granted, that was also
was. Joe
during a time
Namath,
period where
Broadway Joe, he guaranteed it, and he made it happen.
yeah, and back then it was a little harder to watch it on television. I think there were at the time like 2 different broadcasters that were in the 2 different like television companies that were broadcasting it live from like different sides of the field, and they had different commentators and everything, and it was just like well, this is going to cover
really
parts
funny.
of the country, but who's going to I don't know.
It's really funny to watch back.
Also, like they didn't have the imaginary yellow line until like the 90s, so
Yeah,
shout out to them.
I mean, they didn't have helmets really until like the 40s, so
Yeah.
I was definitely watching. Another thing that I picked up was that the reason that they had to add the face guard to the helmets was because some guy got his bottom jaw basically ripped off.
Oh,
Mhm.
He got like 14 stitches in the middle of a game and then went back and continued to play the rest of the game.
That's football
Which, like,
tough.
Way to go, dude. But also,
Toughness.
I bet you look like a Frankenstein now. Well, he's dead now, but I bet you look like a Frankenstein for the rest of your life. But that's all I got for you. Thank you for participating in my trivia game. I had a lot of fun coming up with these questions. I hope you had fun answering them.
that was fun. We should do it again sometime.
Yeah,
Oh,
Daniel,
yeah.
I appreciate you being the host for Trivia Night. I guess it's the first time ever on this podcast. And hopefully we'll do more.
Yeah, let me know if you have another topic you want me to do, and I will think up questions.
For sure. But
Sweet.
let's get into the people. The people want to know where you guys are in the socials. Steven, what about you, man? Where can they find you?
As usual, you can find me here, but now people have been able to find me on X and on Instagram. So yeah, you can stalk me there.
Don't do it.
Have people been following you or like?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, that's good. Daniel, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at Daniel J. McG or at my personal YouTube channel of Daniel McG.
Alrighty, and of course you can follow this podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts, and I'm on Instagram at BrownboyWonder Podcast. I just post like random things about the pod, and but yeah, I guess on 3 we'll say NFL.
Have you
No.
ever been on 3? We're gonna say this, and then had people actually say it.
Ever.
Sometimes.
Well, it's not
Sometimes,
gonna be
never.
this time.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, NFL.
Bye.